Hi everyone. In this video we are going to see some basic and important modules which are provided by Python. In this video we are going to see three modules. The first is math, the second is a string, and the last one is random modules. We are going to see all these modules in details. So without doing further delay, let's get into this. Guys, here you can see that I am in a PyCharm and I have already created a file L16.py because this is our lecture 16. Let's write here lecture 16. And guys, now first of all we are going to cover a math modules. So let me write a math module. And guys, in the last video we have already seen how to import a modules. Just write your import keyword and after that your module name. So our module name is math, so I'm going to write a math. And this is how we can import our math modules. Now we have imported our math modules. Now let's assess some function from this math modules. And guys, this math modules not only have some function, it has some variables. So let's assess first of all pi variable from math. So I'm going to say print my module name math dot a pi variable, and if I run this code, and guys you can see that I got a value of pi 3.145 so on up to 3. Alright guys, so this is how you can assess a variable, and if you want to assess a function, just you can write here dot function name. So now guys, let's see some functions. So I'm going to define a variable num which is going to take a value 6.5, and guys I want an integer value which is nearest to it. So we all know that the nearest integer value is 6. So if I want a nearest value, I can use a math function which is a floor. So I'm going to say print math dot floor, and here I have to pass my variable num, and if I run this code now, you guys can see that I got value 6 which is nearest integer value of this float variable. Okay, and if I just want a upper value of this float variable, what I can do, I can use a ceil function. So ceil function, just I am going to change, instead of floor I am going to use a ceil, and I have already passed my num variable. So now let's run this code, and you guys can see that I got 7 which is the upper value of this float number. Alright guys, so we have seen some function how to assess. So now let's see some important functions in math modules. So guys, now let's see how to get a factorial of a number. So I want to get a factorial of 5 which is 120, but how can I get? I have already a function in math modules with the name factorial, so I'm going to assess that function. I'm going to say print math dot factorial, and inside of that I can pass my number 5, and if I run this code, and you guys can see that I got 120 which is a factorial of 5. If I just write here 10, and if I run this code, you guys can see that I got my value 362 8800. Alright guys, now we have seen a factorial. Now let's see some more functions. How we can convert degree to radian, radian to degree in Python. We can use a math modules. So guys, for converting a degree to radian, I can use a radian function, and for converting from radian to degree, I can use my degree function. So first of all, I'm going to convert degree to radian. So I'm going to use a radian function math.radians, and inside of that, if I just pass here 90, alright, and let me print this value print, and if I run this code now, you guys can see that I got value 1.5707 so on up to 6. So it converted 90 degree into radian. Now if I convert radian to degree, radian to degree, print math dot degree, and if here I pass this radian value 1.5707, let me paste here, and if I run this code, it should print me 90 because we just passed the radian value respective to this degree. So let's run this code, and you guys can see that I got value which is approx to 90, 89.99. So this is how you can convert radian to degree, degree to radian using a math modules. Now guys, let's see how to use a trigonometry functions. So here I am going to use a sine function. So I want my value print sine of 90 degree, and guys, sine function take a radian value. So but I want to give input in degree. What I can do, I can convert math dot radians of 90. So it first of all it going to convert this degree into radians, then it going to pass in sine function, and I can't access the sine functions because I have to use first of all my module name math dot sine. And guys, if I run this code now, and you guys can see that sine of 90 is 1. we all know that sine of 90 degree is 1. Instead of 90, if I just use a 0, and we all know that sine of 0 is 0. And you guys can see that I got 0 value. So these are the important function in maths we have seen, and you can explore more functions which are written in this math modules. You can go to documentation of math modules and you can see all the important function from there. But I found these are the very most important function in math module, so I just show you here. Rest of the function you can explore by yourself. Alright guys, now guys let's move to string modules. Let me write here string module and let me comment all these things. Alright guys, now guys, how to import string modules? Just try to import keyword and string. Alright, and one thing here I want to show you something, that if you want to read a documentation of your string modules, what you can do, you can say that print string module name underscore underscore doc underscore underscore doc. It's going to print you all the doc strings which are written in this strings. So if I run this code, and you guys can see that I got all the doc strings which are written in the strings. And guys, if you don't know about doc strings, don't worry about that. Let me show you here. If I click on this string files, and guys, let me make it size bigger. So here you can see that it has printed 3 triple strings, and inside of that it has written this content. So guys, this content is nothing, this is becoming your doc string now. And you can access the doc string by just writing a dot underscore underscore doc. You can define your doc string inside of functions, inside of files. You can define anywhere your doc strings, and you can access that doc string by writing just this underscore underscore doc underscore underscore. So here I have just used string dot underscore underscore doc underscore underscores. It has defined me my doc string of this string.py file. So this is how you can print your doc strings. So here you can see that I got my answers. Public module, let me make it size bigger. Public module variables, white space, ASCII lowercase, ASCII uppercase. So this is the basic definitions of this string modules, what we have in these modules. So we have this function white space, we have ASCII lowercase, ASCII uppercase, ASCII letters, digit, hex digit, oct digit, punctuation, print table. So we are going to see some of these functions. So let's use some of these functions. I'm going to say print string dot ASCII lowercase. If I run this code now, and let me comment this one, and now if I run this code, now you guys can see that I got my all the characters which are in lowercase. And guys, one more thing, you can, if your module name is quite bigger and you don't want to use again here module name, so what you can do, you can give your name by using an alias. And here I am going to give my name is as s. So what it is going to do now, so we can access all these functions which are written in string files by using a s, not a string. So if I just write here s.ascii lowercase, and if I run this code, you guys can see that I got my output. So this is how you can give your name of modules and use in a code. So we have a lot of functions, so I'm going to print a print s.ascii uppercase, and if I just run this code, it's going to print me all the uppercase character. Alright guys, now let's see some more functions. We have seen that we have also s.ascii letters, and let's run this one. It's going to print me all the lowercase as well as uppercase. And we have a digit also, so print s.digits, and if I run this code, I will get all the digit. You can see that I got 0, 1, 2, so on up to 9. Now guys, let's see how to get all the character which we can write through the keyboard. So I'm going to say print s.printable, and if I run this code, you can see that this all the characters which we can use in our keyboard. So this is all in our string modules. I hope you understood how to assess the function of string modules and what are the important functions, and you can actually use this all in your competitive coding as well as in your project. So now let's move to our next modules, which is a random modules, and it is our last module. Let me write here random module. Okay, and let me comment all these things. Now guys, let's import random module, import random. Alright, so now guys, let's take a random value. So if I use a random function, print random.random function, it's going to print me a value between 0 to 1, any random value. So let's run this code, and guys, you can see that I got value which is between 0 to 1, and if I again run this code, and you guys can see that its value is different from earlier. And if I again run this code, and this time also it's different from earlier. So this is how it's going to work. It's going to print a random value between 0 to 1 every time. And guys, if you want a fixed value, you can use a seed function. So if I do random dot seed, and if I give my value 10, so now if I run this code, you guys can see that I got value 0.571. And if I again run this code, you can notice that the value doesn't change, it remains same. If I again run the code, value is not going to change. So if I use this function again and again, and if I run this code, you guys can see that I got 4 value, which is random value between 0 to 1. And if I run this code again, the value will not change. You guys can see that all the value remains same. And what you want that first 2 values should be same every time, but last 2 values should change every time. So you can again use seed function random.seed with a 0 value, and if I run this code, you guys can see that last 2 value has changed, but first 2 value is same still. If I run again, and you guys can see that last 2 values are changing, but first 2 are same. So this is how you can use a random function and seed functions. Let me comment this thing. Now guys, I want my random number between given range, so I can use a random dot randint, and it will take 2 value. First is starting, so let's say I want from 1 to 100. I want a random number between 1 to 100, and let me print directly print. And guys, here both the values are inclusive, so it can take 1 as well as 100. Let's run this code. You guys can see that I got 42, and next time if I run this code, the value has changed, it is 13. So this is how you can use a randint functions. Now guys, let's see some more functions. Now guys, let me define here a list. So the list name I'm going to put is num, and inside of list, let's say I have some values 10, 20, 30 and 40. Alright guys, so guys, now what I want a random number from this list. So I can do by using a choice functions which is present in random. So I can use that print random dot choice, and inside of that I'm going to pass my list num, and if I run this code, you guys can see that I got 30. And if I run again this code, again I got 30, and if I run again this code, this time I got 10. So this is how you can get a random value from the list. And guys, if you want 2 or 3 value from the list, then you can use choice function. So let me show you. Let me comment this one, and let me comment this one also. And here I'm going to use a choice function print random dot choice, and inside of that you can pass your num list. After that you can define how many value do you want from this list. So I'm going to pass 3 value. So if I run this code, you guys can see that I got 40, 40 and 20. It took 2 times 40 and 1 time 20. If I run again this code, you guys can see that this time it took 20, 30, 40. So this is how you can take number of values from a list, which is going to be chosen by random. Alright guys, so I hope now guys you understood that how to take random value from a list, how to take a random value between the given range. So now let's see how to shuffle a list. So we have a function shuffle. So I'm going to shuffle this num list. So let me use here shuffle function random dot shuffle, and let me pass here my list num, and if I print my list print num, and if I run this code, you guys can see that I got value 10, 20, 40, 30. Let's shuffle this list. Firstly it was 10, 20, 30, 40, and this time it is 10, 20, 40 and 30. 30 and 40 has been shuffled. If I again run this code, this time is also same. If I again run this code, this time you can see that 30, 40, 10, 20 is totally changed. So this is how you can shuffle your list also. And I hope now you understood that how to use a random modules. And that's all in this video guys. In this video we have seen 3 modules: string modules, math modules and a random modules. I hope you understood all the modules. If you have any kind of doubt, you can write your query in a comment section. I am always there to help you. If you like this video, give a thumbs up to this video and subscribe my channel. Meet you in the next video. Thank you.